we're Team The Iconic. We believe that individuals should be empowered to make informed decisions driven by a smarter city. So meet Alex. Alex is a working professional and he wants to optimize his time and finish his presentation on his commute home. He's unsure if there's going to be a seat or a place where he's going to be able to get his laptop out. And meet Marie. She's been out all day with her kids. She's exhausted, she's tired, and she just wants to get home. She doesn't want to be running around in the train station to know where she's going to be able to put her pram on board. She wants to know this ahead of time. So Alex and Marie both have a problem. So let's explore the potential solutions we can provide them with our product. An ideal solution for Alex may be to integrate into an existing commute app with a live update of how his commute is looking. Information like, it looks like you'll have a seat today, as long as you leave in the next 20 minutes. An ideal solution for Marie could be to update existing infrastructure, signage, and add intuitive platform lighting so she knows where to stand before the train arrives in the stop. So what is our product? Our product is a distributed artificial intelligence network using an IoT smart analysis camera. So in these examples, you can say we've implemented facial recognition to detect the status of the current train. 2 seats are taken out of the 2, and the status goes yellow. As soon as the standing areas are taken, we go to a red status, and we can safely assume there's not going to be any room aboard. In the second example, we implement behavioral learning, and we can detect when people are sitting down, when they'll be settled, and when they'll be there until the next train stop. And we can reverse that logic as people leave also. So how do we help the consumer? We provide them with a more informed journey. The current Opal data is about 1 stop behind. Our data not only brings it into real time, but when we implement our machine learning, we can bring that many stops ahead. We can combine this data with temperature and humidity sensors built into our cameras to provide a comfort score so people are aware how comfortable their journey is looking. We can give them important information like there is space for a pram in carriage 1. And how do we help the organizations, our customers? We provide safer transport by detecting unsafe scenarios. We better manage crowds, we reduce them and help predict. We provide a better optimized load and unload process leading to less time for trainers in station. We provide a real-time API that combines historical, real-time and predictive data and crunches that through machine learning. It can easily be integrated into existing trip planning apps, travel boards, and other old and new infrastructure. A consideration on privacy. All the data is anonymized and only safe data makes it to the cloud. You can feel free to ask me about that afterwards. Our costs are broken down into 3 main categories: the devices, platform, and network hardware, the development resource, and the installation and maintenance. Our revenue is broken down into a similar structure. We charge for the in-depth analysis, the support, and for the hardware. We sell the IoT device cheap to lower the entry barrier, and the majority of our revenue comes from the cloud framework and the on-sale of the technology to other cities. So why now? Computer vision is on a huge upswing. The recent rollout of powerful microprocessing boards make computational power available in a very, very small chip. Extrapolation of behavior is not effective with motion sensors that exist today. We think that computer vision is the future of observational data acquisition, and we're bringing the future to now.
Well done.
So for this to come to life, you're going to need buy-in from the transport operators, like the transport
agencies,
yep,
yes.
and the customers. Have you got a perspective as to how hard that's going to be? I mean, like gut feel is this is a good idea. We talked about this with the other guys. So how do you know this is going to work? Does it work anywhere else in the world? Like, what's your validation here?
Yep, so there are similar implementations in other places worldwide. Japan is an example of that. They've got that pretty down packed. But the benefit with this is that what we're providing is an IoT device that we can retrofit. We can put this in existing trains that exist today. We don't need as many sensors as other techniques need. We estimate there to be about 4 maybe per carriage. Yeah.
Again, great presentation. Fantastic to see the way you thought through this in a really complex way.
Thank you.
Have you thought about weaving in Australia's love of gaming and gamification? Is there a way that you can use the punters out there already to be able to leverage this, provide information into the centre, but also maybe get bonuses, benefits, make
so
it fun?
The beauty with the product we provide is we're providing the data, so the possibilities are endless. It comes down to how the vendors of the transport agencies wish to implement it. So we sell the data, we predict, and we get that, and then people can implement that how they choose.
Great, again, fantastic presentation. I love the lights on the platform. You could do a sort of musical chairs with the lights to gamify it and have people running all over the station, perhaps. Anyway, I also thought it was really well done how you've looked at your revenue structures and so on. Really interested in the first team was talking about a phased introduction. I wonder if you had thought about that to bring it to reality. Is there a way to phase the introduction? And if so, what might those phases be so that it actually is implemented as soon as possible?
Yes, I mean, initially we can totally tap into existing CCTV. That's our smart devices also, but we wanted to focus on, we're in an IoT hackathon, we want to make a smart device that we can put in these trains. So that was our reason for mainly focusing on what our ideal is. But there are definitely rollout strategies that can be adapted, and we can implement existing infrastructure to make that process easier.
Yeah, guys, I thought that was great. I think the similarity between this and the first group shows that this is all about execution, right? Like the ideas are somewhat similar, but it's going to be how you implement them. I think in yours, you have a really good NADA network effect, like some of this machine learning sort of predicting forward demand. As you get more and more data and as you get more and more customers, that will get better. So I think there's some monopolistic tendency to that. I wasn't quite clear on the product though. So are you providing like an SDK or an API into existing, so you're taking the traffic data and then providing an API for consumer apps to ingest? Is that?
Yeah, so our product primarily is, where we make the money is the cloud platform, the thing that's ingesting and aggregating the data.
But you're selling that to other transport apps which show people where they are?
Yeah, so we would be talking about, you would have an individual cloud platform for New South Wales Transport, for example. So the data that we take in through our IoT devices, like I said, we want to keep that entry barrier low. That's not where we make our revenue. We make the revenue by providing the platform and the predictions in the data. So the primary amount of money comes from the data.
And last question, if I may, and maybe this is disrespectful given the event we're at, but can you do this without the IoT device? I would have thought this is much more scalable if you can just plug into CCTV and whatever other data sources are already there.
Yeah, I mean, we considered this, and there are onboard cameras on the trains. What we can't avoid with using the existing things are things like blind spots. We can't add our temperature and humidity sensors. Basically, what we wanted to come up with was a way to implement it in an existing train by just tapping something on, just putting it on the wall. We've got it there, and it's ready to go.
I reckon that's a good way probably to go to market with little funding, get the Department of Transport to pay for you to put these sensors in. But I think long-term vision you want to do without them because you can scale up much faster.
Yeah, because you can run the cabling in new vehicles and you've got a lot more planning ahead of time.
Yeah. Well done, guys. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.